Hello, and welcome back to the channel. This is Fishing with Flanagan. I am obviously Flanagan. I am coming to you today from Chatfield Reservoir, which longtime viewers and or friends of mine from the fishing clubs will know is one of my least favorite lakes in the area. But I did get a 6-pounder here a couple months ago, and it's the closest one to my house, so that's why we're here. Quick programming note, I was having microphone issues once again, so I'm just gonna have to fill in the silences with narration and music, and hopefully get it figured out for next time, because this is getting tedious. All right, let's get to it. All right, of course we're gonna start with the buzzbait. This early, it's, geez, I don't even know. It's not even 5 o'clock in the morning yet, and that's kind of the other reason I came to Chatfield, besides it being the closest. It also is one of the only places close to me that I can get out as early as I want. And I do like going out early. Get out before the heat, try to get a morning buzzbait bite, get out before the crowds. And yeah, the ponds that I go to, you can't even go on the property until official sunrise time. Quincy opens a little bit before sunrise, but still, you can't go as early as you want. So yeah, I said let's go to Chatfield and go at dark 30. That's what we're doing. Of course I can barely see where I'm casting, but that's okay. So of course I just started by casting the buzzbait all around the area. It's pretty much my favorite thing to do in these conditions, low light before sunrise. Just gets their attention, I think, and it's easy for them to see or track down, and it didn't take long before we hooked up. Let's get him into the net and see what we got. Not a big one, but we're on the board. We'll take it. Didn't skunk. Little smallmouth. Sure, what the heck. More of the same, tossing a buzzbait around, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. People who know Chatfield will notice that I'm creeping up on that big beaver pile where I got the 6-pounder. And there's another one. They're still biting the buzzbait. Why put it down? Even though I do in a little bit. I'm not sure why, but here we go. Let's get this one in the net. Come here. A little better. Still not a big one. Not a big one at all, actually. Quite small you are, but fierce. Aren't you? Yeah, you're a fierce little bro. Fierce little dude, ain't you? Okay. So I'm working my way up to the beaver pile where I got that 6-pounder a couple months ago. Highly unlikely she's still there, of course, and that beaver pile gets hit roughly 4,000 times a day. But hey, there always seems to be fish out, so we're gonna try it anyway. And that's why I don't throw a Choppo as much as a buzzbait. Didn't get bit on the Choppo, so back to Old Faithful, back to the black on black buzzbait, and what do you know? Boom! It gets hit again. Let's get this one in, see if we can get something with some size yet. Not really. Another little fella, but hey, at least they're still hitting the buzzbait. That's fine. Show them to the camera, get out of here. Alright, let's see what's doing at the beaver pile. I don't even know if it's a beaver pile, actually. It might just be a pile of wood that just got washed up into these trees. No, it is a beaver pile. I think I've seen beaver hanging around in here, so who knows? Big frickin' pile of wood. That's what it is. It usually holds fish. A lot of times walleye, but caught a bunch of walleye off the back of this thing during the tournament. And I got that 6-pounder. It was right here, right in front of this thing. So as you'll see in this next section here, I cycled through a bunch of baits, just trying to find something on that beaver pile, hoping against hope that that 6-pounder was still there, even though I knew in my heart she wasn't, but I tried a few different baits around the pile and just couldn't find anything. this Jackal brake blade my buddy Trev hooked me up with. Give that a shot. He actually got a friggin' 10-pounder on one. A Colorado 10 too. He didn't have to go to Texas for it. A Colorado 10. That's a friggin' unicorn. So, of course, I went back to the old faithful buzzbait, and what do you think happened? Wait for it. Wait. Gagage. Oh man, I wish this footage had sound so you could hear the blow up some of these were making. Still fun. Let's get them in the boat, see if this one's any better. There's one of the largemouth we're looking for. Not a huge one, but a little bit better than those tiny smallies we're getting. Thank you, buddy. Still going with the buzzbait, throwing around the stick-ups. Ooh, there was a good blow-up, but this one went ahead and got himself tangled up in these stick-ups, so let's hope he stays on and go try to fish him out of there. Man, he's all tangled up. Come here. Oh, pretty good one. So I did keep going back to the Choppo every once in a while. Even though the buzzbait was working, I wanted to switch it up a little bit. It had been a while since I got a fish on a Choppo, so I just kept going back to it every once in a while, and eventually, this is one of those surprise catches, because when I set down on the pause, one smashed it. Again, I wish I had sound on that because it was a pretty cool blow up, but fought him to the boat and unfortunately used my net to get him in, because then I spent about 20 minutes getting the treble hooks out of my net. So annoying. Ooh, pretty decent one too. Nope, don't you dare. Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it. Not too bad. Been a while since I got one on the Choppo. But this right here is why I don't throw it as much. These friggin' treble hooks that just get into everything. They're such a pain to get out. Of course, I can't give up on the beaver pile just yet, so I went back to it with the Choppo, throwing around it, and then here's another one of those surprise catches. You'll see me pause, and then, whoa, that scared me. That was another big blow up. Got it on the accidental pause. I wasn't even meaning to. I was just reaching down to get my handle. The bait stopped, and the fish reacted to that, as they so often do, and got him in the boat. Again, not a big one, but they're hitting topwater still, so I'm happy with that. I think I gave him lip there for scaring me. And then eventually decided to move on, give up on the beaver hut, let it rest, let other people have a chance at it. Went to the other side of the lake and went right back to throwing a buzzbait around the wood. Don't have as much luck over on this side, but what else was I gonna do? And what do you know? Still got another one. This one ended up being one of the better fish of the day, actually. So let's get him in the boat and take a look at him. Come here. That feels like a good one. Yeah. Ooh, a nice smallie. Buzzbait. Dude. That is a tank. Hell yeah. Nice. That was a cool bite. get on out of here. Mr. Small Jaw. Nice, nice, nice. This is turning into one of my better days at Chatfield, actually. Am I going to become a fan of Chatfield? How crazy would that be? As much as I've talked about Chatfield over the years. Alright, I'm going to do it. This isn't a real koiki. My buddy Nick gave this to me. He called it a Temu koiki. I don't know if that means it's actual Temu or just, you know, some random off-brand, but what the heck? It has slowed down, so I'm going to give it a try. And I'm supposed to, or not supposed to, there's a million different ways to rig it, but I know right now the most popular is on a treble hook. I don't really have any bigger treble hooks with me right now. Don't really feel like re-rigging, so I'm just going to throw it on my wacky rig. I should probably put a bigger one on, but again, kind of being lazy. Don't really care. I'm just curious to see if it gets anything. Sure, what the hell. Sinks pretty slow, even though it's got a weight in it already. I've thrown some of the smaller fuzzy dice style. I've never thrown an urchin style. So again, I have no idea what if the action on this is going to be because it's a cheap one. What the heck? Let's give it a try. Let's slow down. We might as well try something new, right? I wouldn't say I threw it a ton that day, but I did pick it up a few times throughout the day at every different spot, and I just could not get a sniff on that stupid urchin bait. I don't know if it was because it was a cheesy brand or if I was just throwing it in the wrong spots or giving it the wrong action, but they did not like it, and neither did I. So I eventually went back to the buzzbait, and what do you know, throwing a buzzbait in the trees. I'm sure you can already guess what's going to happen. Pulling it right past this tree. And what's this? Gagage! Oh, I love it so much. Love it so much. Especially when it's an all-day bite and not just a morning thing. Let's get this one in the boat. Nice, nice, nice. I will take it. Look at that one. Pretty decent one. Doing some work at Chatfield. They're still in the trees. Let's go. It's getting later in the day. I'm getting tired wrapping it up. Went back to throwing a Choppo around. Boom, still getting bit on Topwater. I think I ended up getting 10 fish that day. Nothing crazy, but all of them on Topwater. For me at Chatfield, that's pretty freaking awesome. So ended up being a great day. Go, got one.